Cheat Sheet is back, finally, with episode 12. Today we're going to talk about a very well-loved app called Google Maps. Right, brand new. Everybody knows this one. Everybody knows the ins and outs. But I'm going to show you 3 things I don't think you really knew about. These are 3 really cool hidden features of the app that I think you're going to love. Truth. I used to be really good at giving people directions. And then Google Maps happened, and now I just show people how to use the phone. So it's really that good. I mean, if for people that use it, you can use it in the car, on foot, you can use it on a bike trail, it doesn't matter. The thing is fully loaded with features that most GPS apps are just common knowledge, can't even touch. And one of the things that makes it so special are all the updates that Google constantly adds. So we're gonna take a look at 3 of those today.
Okay, your disclaimer for this one. The Google Maps app for an Android phone is more versatile than on any other non-Android device. Makes sense since Androids are Google-based devices. Some of these features may not be available just yet for your iPhone or Windows phone, but they're coming, promise. In one of the more recent updates, Google gave us the ability to download map data to our devices. This means that whether you have an internet connection or not, you can still use your Google Maps app for driving directions and turn-by-turn navigation. What makes this so cool? Well, if you're traveling abroad, you know that using mobile data is the fastest way to go completely bankrupt. So what you can do now is pick the area you're planning on traveling to. We're just going to go with Dublin, Ireland here. Then tap on the More Options icon here. Tap on Offline Areas from the menu. Then the plus button in the bottom right. And on this screen, you'll be given the option to download this whole entire area and bring it to offline. We'll tap Download. We're going to name the area Dublin. Save. And after a little while, depending on the size of the map, it'll finish downloading. You can come back to Offline Areas, and there it is at the top, saved for you to use offline when you need to. Now, the second tip doesn't specifically make use of the newer updates, but it combines 2 of Google Maps' more useful tools, the Satellite View and Walking Directions tool. Let's take a look at Washington, D.C. as our example. Let's say the Capitals game is ended and we want to hit up the Capitol Tap House for some drinks afterwards. I'm just going to plug those 2 locations into my device. Now, once I have these both in and I've plugged it in to give me directions, you can see this very broad representation of DC and a very misleading set of driving directions to get from point A to point B. But we're not driving and we want to walk a few blocks, and these directions are very, very different. We can easily swap to walking directions on the app by tapping on the icon up here of the little guy walking, and the app zooms in a little and you can now see the walking path. Now I could swipe up to start seeing the directions for how to get there, but still, the city is a lot more dense than this map makes it look. I want a more accurate representation of where I am. I want to see what's around me. So what I want to do is switch to a satellite view of the area, which I can do by tapping the 3 dots in the upper right. And from the new menu that shows up, I'm going to tap in this little box next to satellite, which will change me to a satellite view that you can see. And if I pinch in the screen and just continue to zoom in a little bit, I can see the road, I can see the buildings, and I've got a much more accurate, precise looking set of directions based on these easily identifiable landmarks. And finally, one of my favorite new features, voice commands. Now, Google has always let you tap the mic button and speak the name of the place you'd like to go, but now they've given you a way to make adjustments to your trip on the fly without ever having to press a button. Once you've started your Google Maps navigation, you can issue a slew of really cool voice commands, like asking Google where the closest movie theater is. If you're on an Android phone, like I am, I can start this without touching anything on the screen by saying, "Okay, Google, show me a list of the closest movie theaters." What's neat about this feature and that particular command is that the app will only show you theaters along the route you originally chose. It won't take you out of your way from your original trip. There are a ton of cool commands like this to try. I recommend checking them out and having fun with it because it's pretty darn addictive when you get into it.
This app just keeps getting better and better. Those are just 3 quick examples, but it keeps expanding. That's what makes it better than all its competitors out there and those standalone GPS units. And oh, by the way, it's free. Tough to argue with. Thanks for watching this week. And don't forget to share and like and subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest. I appreciate it. You can access the full cheat sheet vault via YouTube and Vimeo. I'll send links to that later. In the meantime, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again in 7.